We work in particulate materials, turning powders into new and interesting components for use in sectors that vary from aerospace to automotive to biomedical. We're interested in getting new product shapes, new functions and new behaviours out of materials. There's been a tendency inside of the sector to consolidate different companies. So the industrial sector there's been a lot of acquisitions of, certainly in the additive manufacturing sector in the US, a lot of acquisitions of companies around the world, and consolidation to grow companies that are now based around additive manufacturing, advanced powder processes as core parts of the industrial ecosystem. All of these changes in the sector are driven by the need to be a lot more protective of the resources that we have to hand. The materials that we're turning into advanced engineering components are extremely expensive. They're difficult to make, they're difficult to manufacture, and they're difficult to machine. So we're trying to get to the point where we can make things net shape. But if we throw most of this net shape material away, or most of our advanced materials away, that's also enormously wasteful. So the key drivers for the sector are to make these very, very high specification components, but also to utilize all of the material that they possibly can. The titanium that we use to make a lot of aerospace components for use in aero engines or airframes, that's actually quite an expensive material in its own right, and it is quite difficult to work. One of the drivers that the industry's got is that they would like to be able to make net shape components on demand and get the performance that they want out of directly from manufacture. So there's a lot of applications in aero engines, and you've been seeing this particularly from companies like Rolls-Royce, who have been focusing on large-scale aerostructures, GK and Aerospace, who are looking at building wing spars and wing sections, and also from over the Atlantic at GE, looking at manufacture of components for the hot end of their aero engines as well. The additive manufacturing technology, which is a part of the activity in MAPP, is also referred to as 3D printing. And whilst we're quite familiar with 3D printing in plastics, or polymers if we want to use the technical term, we're not so familiar, I don't think, at the moment with 3D printing or additive manufacture of metallic components or ceramic components. And that's where we're getting into the focus on making these parts right first time with the right properties to allow us to take them directly into service. In the next year, I think we're going to see a lot more focus on the monitoring and control of the processes that we have at our disposal now. People are going to want to be able to control them much more accurately, to make sure that we get very much all of the material going into all the parts and all the parts coming out perfect every time. It's a high and lofty goal. This is what people are really wanting to drive. But this is a technology, or these are all technologies, that work very well inside of this Industry 4.0, Industrial Internet of Things, in that we can control the processes very accurately, and we can control how they're put together very accurately. And more than that, we can monitor exactly where every atom, every material, every bit of material has gone.